that made you think it wouldn't be a radio hit? Because when I listen to that, that sounds like magic to me.
Well, it is. Thank you. It is. Okay, that's another good question. You just sort of have to understand what the capacity, what the expectation is. Stop This Train is, okay, maybe they would have put it on the radio, but they would have edited the hell out of it. And I didn't want it edited. The soul of that song from the very beginning dictates what it wants to be. So you don't have to cut corners on it. When you write a song that has a killer chorus, you may have to do a little selling out on it. You have to do a little selling out. But on Stop This Train, I went, this is beautiful and cinematic and lush, and I don't expect most people. Understanding someone's attention span is not thinking they're dumb. It's working within somebody's mind frame. And I just think after you go from Disturbia into it's a lot to ask of Joe Sixpack, as you would say. It's a lot to ask. And I want to be able to do all things. And maybe me and all my friends gets people into the record to go, wow, Stop This Train. I never heard anything like that. I love that. Instead of going, stop this train. It wouldn't work. And I think if you can understand, it's basically know your audience 101 is what that is. I want to ask another question. Who here would never compromise their art for success? You would never compromise your art. Good, that's the end. You do compromise your art for success. When people say, you go in that office and you don't compromise a thing, you're gonna walk out with nothing. Because really what they mean to say is don't compromise the things you can't live without. You can compromise a bunch. All right, you know what? I can take that part of the song out for the radio edit. I can do it, fine. When somebody says you gotta cut a verse out of Stop This Train, then I go, I can't do that. That I can't do. So compromise is huge. You learn how to compromise that which you can give away and defend that which you can't. And very often they are back to back in sort of a trade. Who's got the mic down here?
Hey. Let me just say, first and foremost, that I love your music, but I
want to
can't
be able to make eye contact with you, but I don't.
Up here.
Okay, I see. Of course,
Hey.
I should have looked up there.
Yeah. Believe it or not, there are people up here.
No, I know there are people up there, and you are now their hero, sir. You are now their leader.
Well, I want to say that I love your music, but I came here to hear you speak, and so far it's all been great. I love what you have to say. It's been very enlightening. My question is, as a composer myself, I feel like my life is a constant revision process, and you can probably relate to that. How do you know what to keep and what to scrap? Because there's so many things you can write. How do you know when to stop and move on to the next?
You mean, how do you know when your song is done?
I'd say...
Or how do you know when to say, you know what, this isn't going to happen, I got to bail out and open a new song up?
How about when you're already working on a song and you're like coming up with ideas where to go next? How do you know, like, this is cool, or nah, forget that, I'm going to start over with this idea?
Great question. Are you going to be able to play it for the next 12 months? Do you want it in your arsenal? Do you want it in your repertoire? Does it speak for you? Does it, at any step of a song's progress, it can just get dog-legged. And now you have a choice. You can reverse and try to figure out where it happened. And that just means changing a lot of stuff. Or you can say, you know what? I got to use you for parts. And then scrap the song and use it for parts. It's different every time. I wrote a song, we went in the studio, recorded it, and I took it home and I went, I can't put this on a record. Because this is a really good song for 2006. This is like my song 3 years ago. And I don't want to make my song 3 years ago. I want to hear something else. You'll know it because you feel a resonance with it, and, pardon me, because it's better than you think you are. When you play a song that's better than you are, it's a gift. When you play a song and you go, how did I ever come up with that? It is the most inspiring thing in the world because it hints at what you could possibly have inside you that you yourself can't see. And to write a song like Stop This Train and then look at it and go, well, now I just just know it. I'm just like being Stop This Train, but I don't know where it came from or how it happened. And I think when you make those songs that are larger than you thought you had the capacity for, when you can constantly impress yourself with that song, that's when you know you have something. That's when you know. But with Berklee, I was writing songs just to try to write good songs. And I also think my first 2 records were just collections of songs I thought were good songs. And then after that I went, you know what? I want to put songs that are good songs, but that actually go together and say something. But you don't have to worry about that yet, so you should just write the best stuff you can write. Whether one's a reggae, or one's a this, or one's a that, doesn't matter yet.